This is Black Label Society, A Room of Nightmares. It's a CVT guitar lesson for Doug Eastman. And this is, you wanted just the rhythm, Doug? Said the solo was too much to take on. You wouldn't be the first person to think like that. So, really cool rhythmic song. There's not a ton of parts in here. Got the main groove, which is alternate pick. By the way, the tuning is triple flat. I call it C# standard tuning. Every string is a step and a half lower. Okay, you know, you're moving. I'll have it in your edits so you can match it up with a tuner. All right, so we're starting on. There's kind of two variations because there's a part where I'm hearing, and then one where I hear where he'll bend a half step release. He's very sporadic with it, so I'll leave it to you where you want to do those. So all of this first riff, which is the main riff of the song, is on string 6. It's alternate picks. So start with the down strum or down pick. Go 5 2 2 2, or it's 5 2 2 2 2. So 1 5 4 2s 4 opens. Then 2 5, and then 7 8 7. 5 7. That's a good subgroup actually if you went from the 5. Or you can turn that into a half step bend release. Now remember, a half step is 1 fret, which is really this note being bent to get there. So I like the feel of it with the bend every time, but and then you start it over, and this time on your way up, open 2 5 5 5 2 0 2. You could subgroup that. By subgroup I mean just make it a little smaller riff. And I mean, you can split it into 4 pretty much equal quarters, or split it into thirds. Okay, that is 6 times. Vocals come in on the 3rd through the 6th. And then section 2A, that's section 1 there. Section 2A comes in at 30 seconds. Now section 1 comes in at 0 seconds, at least on the uploader that I used. I didn't use his official video because it's got noise effects. It's funny, but the clarity wasn't there. So I wanted to eliminate that to just focus on the riff. So section 2A at 30 seconds in, it's just a power chord. 5A, 7D, and you're going to strum it 3 times. And then you're going to slide from 3A to 5A. It's a hold, let it ring, and then play the open high E string. And then section 2B, 32 seconds in. It's basically the second half of section 1, but it's right. So 5 2 2 2 2 0 0 0 0 2 5 5 5 2 0 2. If you match that up with the second half of section 1, you'll see what I mean there. In my mind, section 1, I really like to split it in half. You know, that's the midpoint to me. So that's kind of a subgroup, and then the second one is, which is just happens to be section 2B. Section 2C at 35 seconds in, it's the power chord again, and standard tuning with the D5, but 5A, 7D, you're gonna go. Probably be the hardest part is that little pentatonic riff there. So here's your power chord: down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. With stuff like that, it's a good idea, since our target notes are strings 5 and 4, and we're probably going to accidentally hit string 6, to go ahead and touch it with the tip of the index finger, or set these fingers down, but just softly to deaden them. That would be not to push them down, but you won't hear that when you're hitting the chord. And I angle this finger as well to mute below. I could hit all 6 and just highlight those 2 strings. It's all about muting with this hand. Okay, so and that moves over to a 2A, 4D. So it's the same strings, you just move it a step and a half flat. 1, 2, 3, and then here's the tougher part. 5th fret, string 1, pull off to the 2nd, do the same thing on the B string. 5th fret on string 3, pull off to the 4th fret. That's probably going to be a little awkward. I would use these fingers though, pinky and 3rd. And then 2G, 4D. If it helps, you can go up, down on the last 2 notes, but it's not necessary. I like it, but it doesn't have to be done that way. Okay, then section 1 repeats again at 40 seconds. That's the whole. Okay, it does it 4 times. Section 3 at a minute in, similar to section 2A. 5A, 7D 3 times. Okay, goes into this D9 chord. Middle 3A, slide to 5. Let it ring as you drop down 4D, 5G, and 5B. So you'll go. Remember last time it was. Now it's pretty cool. And then you got a bunch of repeats. The next new part, well, you'll see the rhythm for the solo at 110. Because, like I said, you didn't want the lead. But it's just section 1 rhythm. So it does that whole thing 8 times. Then we go top of page 3 and more repeats. The next new part, section 4, 2 minutes 4 seconds in, 5A, 7D. And it's really just about strumming here. It'll go down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. So I don't know if you see my foot tap helps, but that moves you over to 2A, 4D. Same accent on the strum. You'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go down, up, down, down, down. Alright. So. Alright. There we go. I was rushing that. And then that pentatonic run again. By itself, that kind of sounds like back and back, doesn't it? Very similar concept. Okay, 212 section 1 repeat. So that main hook is, you know, as a matter of fact, the end of the song. After you do that 3 times, it goes. I just called it end. I didn't give it a section name because there was nothing after it. 226, you'll go. You start it the same way as the first half of section 1, and you end it with. So, I'll go ahead and call it out. 5 2 2 2 2 0 0 0 0 2 5 7 7 half step bend release 5 7. And then here's where the ending gets altered. 5 2 2 2 2 0 0 2 2. That's the end. And once again, you heard me earlier in this lesson, Doug talking about subgrouping. So that ending is a killer subgroup. That second half, you know, after the half step bend release. Make that a whole nother song. But anyways, there you go, man. I was gonna say, I wish you would have done the solo, but no, dude, I totally get it. Zakk's, he's a beast, man. So if there's any more stuff you need, man, that's the cool thing with CVT lessons is they're custom. So I mean, you pick the parts that you want done, and I get them for you. So if there's anything else you need, you got my email and I believe my cell number. If not, I need to give that to you because I know this is your first CVT lesson. But anyways, had a blast doing it, and thanks a lot, Doug. Appreciate it.